Reports the Dolphins make 2 trades shaking up the first round of the draft. Miami sends the 3rd pick to the 49ers, getting the 12th pick in return, which they send to the Eagles for the 6th pick. So with San Francisco at 3 now, what does that mean for Jimmy Garoppolo?
I do not expect them to trade him before the draft. I do not expect them to trade him before the season. Now, if New England or another team comes along and knocks their socks off, sure. But I'm telling you, the plan is to keep Jimmy Garoppolo right now.
Adam Schefter on Bart and Hahn. With those 2 trades, the Dolphins get 4 additional draft picks, 2 of them future first-rounders. Astros shortstop Carlos Correa says he's turned down a 6-year, $120 million offer from the team. He was hoping to have a new deal done before opening day. He could become a free agent after this season. ESPN's Jeff Borzello reports Texas coach Shaka Smart is now in talks with Marquette about becoming the Golden Eagles' next head coach.
What? Just 15 seconds to talk about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea? That smooth taste of real brewed iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol? What? We started already? Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Call him the Riot, born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload. Get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold. Okay, you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Brain.
Hey, the brain got a poop.
Hey! Ontario! We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yeah, bruh. Here a little early today, huh?
Early. Johnny on the spot today.
Are we making this an official heretofore, Theriot at 3, mark it, book it, set a reminder thing?
That I would feel best about that
Okay.
moving forward, probably for the next maybe month and a half, 2 months.
So
if that's okay with you.
Yeah,
It's
no,
your deal.
like we've talked about, Ryan's son, Houston, playing high school baseball over at Dunham. And when games come up on Fridays, he's going to be there. So we'll alter our time, but want to make sure that you're aware of when he'll be here. So let's just say remainder of the high school baseball season, Theriot expecting to be here to start the show in hour number 1.
Correct.
There's something different about you today. New shirt?
I haven't worn this one in a while. Shout out Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
My guys at Mercedes.
Is it new?
No, but
No?
I just haven't worn it in a while. I shaved. I had a nice scruff going today.
Well, you still got a little bit of a little scraggle down there.
I don't do
a little scraggle rock.
I don't do the straight razor anymore.
What do you do?
The electric deal because I want a little scruff.
You don't go straight razor at all?
Not anymore. I used to. I'm getting a little more connection. It's getting a little more thick on the sides. It's still not great. I was gonna let it go today. It was a little longer, but it stinks too because it's turning white or gray. I'm getting a little bit of that, and then it's starting to get more thick.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been thicker previously when it was all, dark.
You doing some bicep curls, maybe?
Oh, I was outside all day today. Got some sun.
Some sun? That has to be it.
Got a little sun.
A little sun. That's got to be what's different.
It's not long enough.
Are your bangs in your eye? Oh, look at that!
What do you think?
Well, so Theriot got a haircut, and by haircut I mean just went and butchered his flowing mane.
All of it off.
Who has a better style, Ryan or me? Now, look past the fact that he's a good-looking man who is very fit and athletic and all of those things, and the fact that I'm not very good-looking.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And not athletic and all those things that we all know. I'm saying, who has the better look? Is it Ryan with his frat swoop, or me with the bald head and the beard?
I don't think it's frat swoop.
It's frat swoop. Right?
No,
you just did the thing where without your hand, you just went like it threw your head to the side like that.
I would have kept the sides a little bit longer.
Like that.
I just wanted to keep some bangs.
Did you do it yourself?
No.
Who did it?
I don't remember the lady's name, but
Supercuts?
No.
Sports Clips?
No.
Alfalfa Video?
No.
Fantastic Sam's?
It's a place. It was a place right over there on.
Don't know.
Next to Walk-Ons in Burbank.
Don't know.
The inn down there. Saw Brandon in there.
Oh, get his haircut?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah. So it's that place.
Good. Okay. So. Can this be the poll question, Brain? Who has a better look? Theriot or me?
I will put that up as a Citizens Bank poll question of the day.
Is there a way to include like screen grabs or?
Nope. Once there's a poll question, it removes the possibility of images.
In the responses below?
Oh, yeah. You know what I'll do? I'll put a link to the YouTube in the responses below so people can get a real-time look.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
All right.
You don't like it?
Well, I've told you before that I think your hair, I think you are put together better when you don't have long hair, because your long hair is kind of stringy and you don't take care of it very much. And so it looks
true.
It looks unkempt. This, I think, is a much better look, and I think it also, I don't know why, I think it shows off your musculature more. It takes away, because I think your long hair takes away from everything else. It's hard to focus on anything but the hair.
Just the hair.
Yeah. This accentuates other things, if it makes sense.
So you
Does that
like
make sense?
this? You like this better?
I think the bangs, you should have had more on the side or less on the bangs. I mean, it's
I can
the
cut
ratio.
the bangs.
Yeah, the ratio isn't great.
Okay. I mean, I can trim the bangs up.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the sides super short.
Okay. LSU is at Tennessee baseball series this weekend. Tigers trying to get even in league play, or if they could sweep, they'd be ahead. But obviously, sweeping any series in the league is tough, especially when you go on the road. But there's another story that we will obviously be keeping an eye on throughout the day today. So there is a Senate hearing today at the Louisiana State Capitol involving the LSU Title IX investigation and LSU's response to sexual allegations. So this is, again, at the Louisiana State Capitol within the Louisiana State Senate. And the reason that this is very, very, very newsworthy today is because 74-year-old Gloria Scott has testified. Now, mind you, this is at a Senate hearing. This isn't an interview where someone could lie. You are, I would assume, under oath when you're testifying before a Senate hearing. Gloria Scott is a 74-year-old woman who was working at the Superdome when she apparently was verbally assaulted by Darius Geis. That's the allegation by now. Many of you, I think, have heard that because that story was recounted in the Hush Blackwell report. Well, what she said today in this Senate hearing names a few more names. Apparently, not only did she reach out to LSU, but also to LSU football, and apparently spoke to a coach at LSU. And that coach was not mentioned by name in the Hush Blackwell report. Well, today, as it is written here, Scott choked back tears Friday as she testified before the Louisiana Senate Select Committee on Women and Children about the incident and the school's handling of it. Quote, December this year is going to be 4 years ago it happened. It's just like it was yesterday. I don't know. Maybe I might not ever get over this until I die, and I'm serious. In the Hush Blackwell report, Ed Ogeron denied having direct communications with Ms. Scott. Ogeron said in the Hush Blackwell report that Senior Associate AD Miriam Seeger told us about the incident. Navarre Jawsbury and an attorney for Taylor Porter did an investigation, but Ogeron said he, quote, was not sure what happened. Scott and her granddaughter, who were at the Senate hearing today, said point blank that Ogeron lied to investigators about not speaking to Scott. She says, quote, there was no mistaking his deep Cajun frog voice. Quote, Coach O is telling a lie, Scott said, this is the older woman now, as tears roll down her cheek. He's not telling the truth. I don't have no reason to lie. I know who I was talking to. He knows he talked to me. This printed out is a 7-page report from USA Today. There's also, the hearing is still going on, by the way. Sam Carlin writes for The Advocate. He's an investigative reporter. And if they are done while we're still on air, at some point before 6 o'clock, Sam has agreed to join us. That's, again, if they're done. But he told me candidly via direct message that may not happen because this may go on quite a bit longer. But I have said from the beginning of this that this ain't over, and I've been very consistent there because, candidly, I've had many on and off the record conversations about much of what that has not been disclosed, and understanding the nature of investigative reporters, they're not going to stop as long as that trail is still hot. And you have enough of them that are still running down this trail that keeps churning up new parts and new layers of this story. And it ain't over. And I'll say it again, you've had now Kansas and Oregon State be more proactive against people involved than LSU has. And that is going to change. LSU is going to have its hand forced instead of doing what should have been done the right thing initially. But the longer this goes, instead of just ripping off the Band-Aid, it's going to be way worse. When other people have to find out your misgivings because you're not forthcoming in opening your book and recognizing what mistakes you made and owning them and trying to move on from them, this is going to be way worse. And there are going to be many more days just like this, just like what we've already seen with Les Miles accusations, and there will be many more until LSU is willing to come forward and rip the Band-Aid off. But as of now, they're not. So they'll keep having hearings. You'll keep having days like this with weeping old women in Senate hearings talking about allegations and how coaches are lying. And the thing I have said to you over and over again, this ain't over. But we're not going to sit here for 3 hours and just talk about that. It is a busy weekend. It is a sports show, and we'll get to that when we come back. Theriot's here, so we'll preview LSU Tennessee up in Knoxville when we come back. Love telling you about GMFS Mortgage and GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. GMFSmortgage.com. Home buy, refi, construction loans. GMFSmortgage.com. GMFS Mortgage, changing lives financially, but also changing lives because every single loan they close, they make a donation to the Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center in the name of that borrower. They're also supporting local businesses with the Go Local campaign, helping support local businesses, encouraging you to support local business, and also giving you your share of $10,000 in Visa gift cards. Learn more at GMFSmortgage.com. GMFS Mortgage, changing lives. Okay, we'll talk some LSU baseball next.
AFR.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what?
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, LSU's up on Rocky Top. 5:30 Central Time first pitch. Remember, Knoxville is in the Eastern Time Zone, so it's 6:30 local. It'll be 5:30 here in Baton Rouge. So make note, it'll be an early first pitch here in Baton Rouge. Tigers started off the opening weekend 1-2. They really struggled to hit the baseball against frontline pitching there from Mississippi State this last weekend. They'll take on a Tennessee team which doesn't necessarily have maybe as elite a staff as what they just faced in Mississippi State, but Chad Dallas goes tonight. And if you look at each of the three starting pitchers from Tennessee, the commonality is all of them strike out more than a hitter per inning, and each has fewer than, 7 or fewer walks on the season. Mm-hmm. So they strike guys out and they don't walk a lot of batters. Let's start offensively. Actually, let me switch because the big news obviously is switching the rotation with Marceau going. What's your thoughts on Marceau going tonight instead of Hill?
I mean, look, I think Marceau deserves it. I think he's been the best pitcher thus far. Obviously he's super hot right now. I haven't given up an earned run all year. So I mean, he's the guy. I like him going Friday. Paul mentioned in his interview that Jaden Hill didn't really do anything to lose the spot necessarily, and I don't know if I agree with that. If you just look at how dominant Landon has been, and Jaden, he had the blow-up inning where he didn't give up the runs, but the other guy did. The numbers aren't great.
Mikal Hilliard came in.
Right. He's got great stuff.
Jaden Hill loaded the bases and was pulled, so the runs were charged to
right.
Jaden.
It just hasn't been he hasn't shown me Friday night results. He's got Friday night stuff. He hasn't shown me Friday night results in the SEC. So I think Marceau deserves to get a shot Friday night.
Okay, real quick. You said he hadn't shown you Friday night results in the SEC. They've only had one SEC series, and he did go 7 innings and allow just 3 runs. I would say the fault last week was on Maneri. I can understand running Jaden Hill back out there in the 8th. I can understand that. I can also understand in a 3-1 ball game where you really haven't generated any offense. It's tough to say, let me go get Devin Fontenot in this situation when you're down 2 and you're not really sure you're going to score. Right. So I kind of get it, right? You're between a rock and a hard place there. But as soon as a runner gets on base against Hill in the 8th, you got to go get him. You certainly can't let him load the bases and then go get him. So, yes, he allowed 6 runs. 6 runs were charged him on Friday. I don't know that I pin all of that on Jaden Hill. It was very odd. Like it was one of those things, right, where it was like, it's kind of tough to watch that. Like, it was obvious.
You knew it was going to happen.
The kid's not going to take himself out of the game. The coach needed to go get him there.
And look, I don't want you to think that I feel like Jaden Hill's pitched bad. I'm not by any means saying that. I'm just saying Landon Marceau has shown me Friday night stuff.
Landon Marceau hasn't allowed an earned run. 30 innings pitched. Like, the only pitchers in the history of LSU baseball who have longer streaks of innings pitched without allowing an earned run, Aaron Nola, Ben McDonald, Jared Poche. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I mean, that's pretty good. He's going really good right now. So I'm good with him going to Friday.
Throwing the ball well.
But I think Hill has also been really good. The interesting thing about Marceau is Marceau doesn't have, like, dominating Friday night stuff. You know what I mean? Like, normally when we think of Friday night, we think someone that's going to go up there and run it up 97, 98 and blow people away. And that's just not what Landon Marceau does.
Yeah, but it's not a, 86, 87 kind of thumb-in type guy, And I went to the game last week and watched.
You went to Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
And, I wouldn't say that velocity equals dominance. I think
for sure.
I think getting ahead of hitters, pounding the strike zone, executing your breaking ball for a strike can be dominating. If you're consistently living on the outer third of the plate with a good breaking ball, and you can throw it whenever you want to, when you can run the heater in on the hitter's hands whenever you want to at 92, 93, that can be extremely dominating, and so watching him and then not looking at the board to see the velocity, I felt like he was throwing 96. And then I would look up at the board and it would be 92. And so that movement can play, from a velo standpoint.
I mean, Aaron Nola wasn't throwing 96.
No, when he was here, he was right.
I mean, he was 92, 93. Right. Yeah, he could maybe crank it up to 94, but he would sit, that 91, 92, 90, right in there. Mm-hmm. So to your point, I agree. I'm totally okay moving Marceau to Friday. And you got to do it now because next week you play Vanderbilt Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you're not going to pitch Marceau Saturday and then bring him back on Thursday.
Right.
So if you're going to do it, you do it now. Offensively, Paul made some switches last week. And realistically, it just didn't work. Sure. We talked about it last Friday. He went defense. He went Cranford at second. Milazzo obviously caught. And then there were times where Gio went in at center at one point. And there were times where whenever he pushed a button, he just came up snake eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like game 1 in the 5th, you pinch hit Travinsky for Milazzo with no on and 2 out, and he strikes out. I mean, I get it. You're trying to generate some offense. But when he pushed those buttons, they just didn't work. So what do you do this week? Like when you were so thoroughly dominated against frontline pitching Friday and Saturday. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. That's what happened Friday and Saturday. You were dominated by frontline pitching. What do you do?
Well, first off, let me say that don't judge a guy's success or just be cautious judging a guy's success or his worth on pinch hitting.
Oh, I completely agree.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's unfair to the player to go, we'll bring you off the bench. You know, like what Brody Drost did coming off the bench and hitting a homer or hitting a double. Like, that's hard, man. I mean, it's probably the hardest thing to do in the game of baseball is pinch hit and have success. You know, so in order to really make that change, let's just talk about behind the plate because that's where you mentioned it. I think you got to give the guy 4 at-bats. I think you got to give him a game and see what he can do offensively rather than throwing him in there in the 5th, 6th, or 7th when you've got a specialty-type arm on the mound or a guy that's been dominating and expect to have great results there because that's not fair to the player. As far as the offense goes, look, you know, I don't think it's a secret that Alex Milazzo is struggling behind the plate. However, I'll do this exercise with you because I was doing it with Daniel Cabrera the other day. Name me a game-changing catcher in Major League Baseball today. Over the last 10 years, give me game-changing.
Yadier Molina.
Okay, who else?
Buster Posey.
Very average catcher. But
well, with the bat.
Defensively. I'm talking about defense.
Yachty.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I mean, that might be it.
The kid.
Who else you got?
The kid in Kansas City, Salvador Perez.
Okay.
I think is really good, elite type catcher. Okay. Let's talk about the history of baseball now.
Yeah.
Because this gets even better. I mean, Benito Santiago, although he was sitting on needles, no big deal.
Wasn't everybody then?
Pudge Rodriguez, sitting on needles.
Yeah.
So
are you talking offensively?
I'm talking about defensively.
Well, what does it matter if he's sitting on needles defensively?
It doesn't.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, I just don't know the point you're making.
My point is
that it's rare to find a great defensive catcher.
I mean, super rare.
Yes, I get it. Which is why when you have one,
he plays.
He plays
every inning.
That's my point.
Correct.
Okay, so we agree. Okay, I thought you were okay. Yeah.
I agree 1,000% with you. I think you figure it out and you do what you can and you get the guy going and try to hit 230, 240, 250, but he cannot leave the game for me.
I agree.
Okay, so you've got a guy now there that we can all admit is struggling a little bit, and hopefully he gets going. Look, man, I don't think you can add another player in the lineup that's also swinging the bat similar, and now you've taken 9 outs and now you got 7 to play with. You know, it's not fair to your guys offensively. It's not fair to your hitting coach to go, okay, you're not playing with a full deck of cards now. You know, and so you know, I would like to see
Arnold.
I'd like to see Arnold in the game.
At second
base. And I love Collier Cranford. I think he's an elite defender. You know, but I think Arnold's got to be in there swinging the bat. You know, I think Brody Drost has to find his way somewhere on the field because I believe he's going to be an elite hitter at some point.
Would you rather Drost or Sanford in center? I think that's your answer.
You know,
look, Gio got in there, and I mean, God bless the kid. I know he battled through an injury, but then he takes one off the thigh and pulls himself out of the game. I mean,
you can't pull yourself out of the game right there. And I got a problem with that. And I don't know how bad the kid was hurt or whatever, but you don't even say anything because it almost already happened with the Wally Pipp situation.
Yeah.
And then you got another chance. And now, I mean, it's
Drost or Sanford in center.
I just think Drost upside is.
I agree. So we agree there. And so do you DH Sanford? Do you DH Beloso? Do you DH Travinsky? Because you're putting Dugas in left, yeah?
Yeah, Dugas in left.
And Cruz is in right. So
I think you got to get. I think for the health of this team moving forward, Beloso's got to get going. You know, I think if this team's going to win in significant big games, Beloso's got to get going. So I think you keep running him out there.
Todd Walker was here earlier this week, and he made an awesome point. And I know Beloso's hitting 230. I'm sorry, he's hitting 224. Okay. But the point Todd made is like, show me your strikeout to walk ratio. If you're still walking more than you're striking out, like, then you're putting the ball in play and you're doing good things. And Beloso has the highest ratio on the team. Or the only one actually bigger is Dylan Cruz. Dylan Cruz has 18 walks, 18 walks, 12 strikeouts. Beloso has 15. So no, Beloso 15 walks, 5 strikeouts. So like, Beloso is having good at bats.
Sure.
That he's only struck out 5 times. He's putting the ball in play. It's just not landing anywhere. And that sucks, but that's also something that every hitter in the history game has gone through. So I'm with you where it's not 162. You're playing 56.
Right.
So when you go through 20 games and you're at 224, it's hard to justify because you're a third of the way through the season already. But I'm with you, man. Like, I need that guy. I just need him to get going. I need something good to happen because he's going to catch that hot streak.
Yeah.
And this is a great time to do it in conference play.
So I was that walk strikeout guy, just like Beloso. I would always walk way more than I would strike out. And this is from when I was in Little League all the way through my Major League career. And I can vividly remember my junior year, and I need to look up the stats because I don't know. I don't think it's quite the same as Cade, but I think it's similar. We're going into the first SEC series or second SEC series. We were playing South Carolina. They were number 1. I think we were number 2 or 3 at the time. And I was like low 200s, 220, 230, 240. And ended up going, 12 for 14 that series and walked out of there hitting 290 and then just kept the thing going, the rest of the year. So, that can be deceiving. He can be three games away from being right where he wants to be. So that's a great point you make and great point that Todd makes as well. I mean,
you finished that season 353, by the way.
Going into that first year, that first SEC or second SEC series, I was struggling.
So that was 01, your last season, your junior year?
Yeah, my junior year. Mm-hmm.
This is interesting now. I really want to see.
I would like to as well see what it was because South Carolina at that point had 2 arms.
Are you sure it was against South Carolina?
Yeah, because
you all played Georgia, Florida, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and then South Carolina. So you were a good ways into the season, man. You're already into April.
Do you have my numbers going into the South Carolina series? So I want to say that was the turning point of the whole deal.
First game, you were 2 of 3, with 2 for 3 with 2 walks. It doesn't show your batting average though.
No.
Sorry.
When you don't have a ton of ABs too, though, anything less than 100 ABs, man, you're like 2 or 3 games away from being where you want to be.
For sure. I think you and I agree, though, on what this lineup needs to look like. We'll see if Paul Mederi does.
I love Dylan Cruz hitting third, by the way.
Oh, really?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
See, who maybe mentioned that at the beginning of the season and you poo-pooed it?
I didn't poo-poo it.
You are a poo-pooer.
I didn't hate it.
You poo-pooed.
No.
Don't make me go check the tape, poo-pooer.
I didn't hate it. I mean, you hit the kid anywhere. I loved him hitting third. His approach didn't change. He was the same hitter.
Mm-hmm. You poo-pooed me is what you did.
But let me say this too, though.
You poo-pooed me.
Let me say this. Cade Doty is going to be the secret to this team's success.
He ain't much of a secret. He's leading the team in homers.
But he had a rough weekend last weekend. If Cade Doty can get hot and get back going, and you put Dylan Cruz hitting third, Cade Doty hitting 4th or 5th, wherever he's hitting, and he gets hot again, they're going to score runs.
Say, Doc. Everybody had a rough weekend last weekend.
Yeah. Well, Cruz did okay.
No, he didn't.
He almost broke that kid Sims' leg with a ball up the middle.
They had 5 hits in the second.
Yeah. Cruz get any hits?
I think he didn't get a hit till the 3rd game.
Oh, man.
It was rough. It was a rough go, Doc. All right, it's after further review. Theriot's here with us. He's got a cutout at 4:30. So we will, in the next hour, do Ryan's letter to start hour 2. We'll do Kick Rocks. All that stuff. Ask Ryan in about 15 minutes from right now. Stick around.
AFR.
So we are 2 hours away from first pitch. You know where you might want to go to watch the game?
Pluckers.
That's a good option.
They got it on the tube?
Of course they do. Oh. All season long. Every game. You might say, Matt, I don't have ESPN Plus. What do I do? You go to Pluckers.
They got it over there.
Of course they do. And you know the best part about it? Not only do they have the game, but they got the best wings in town.
Duh.
And they've got beer.
The coldest.
Lots of it, too.
It's freezing cold.
34-ounce mugs of freezing cold beer.
Freezing cold.
Giant freezing cold mugs of beer.
And you know what else they have?
Holy macaroni.
Yeah.
You know what else?
Guapo dip.
Yep. Not on the menu, though. Just ask for it. One of the great things about Pluckers, you can create your own menu items, like legit. They don't just say, hey, would you mix this? You mix these 5 sauces together, and like they'll do that.
Will they do like spaghetti, meatballs?
Well, maybe.
You just said you can create your own. We'll talk to the King of Wings and see what he does.
Pluckers.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1,000,000-mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Acura of Baton Rouge for attractive offers on the MDX.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call. 22.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, tell the people what's going on about over at Bowie Outfitters. How are the seahorses running these days?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I do know that it is fishing season. It is fishing season. They got the reel bar. Every reel you could possibly want under the sun is over at Bowie Outfitters.
Did you say bar?
It's a real bar.
They have whiskey?
It's a bar.
It's Lee's spot over there. They should have whiskey.
It's a bar. They have reels everywhere. You can touch them. You can play with the reel. You can see which one you like, what feels good in your hand. They got every lure under the sun also, and some awesome guys over there that know everything about fishing. But
did you say you play with it to see what feels good in your hand?
You can play with it and see if it feels good in your hand. Yep. So fishing, Bowie.
This is a role reversal is what this is.
Yep.
It's me stepping on your live read, making him inappropriate jokes.
Right. Fishing,
yeah.
Bowie.
It's really distracting, right? When you
go
try
get
to,
it.
and then people bring up like spaghetti when you're talking about a wing place.
However,
yeah,
turkey season is upon us. Yep, just like do it again. That's it. That's the turkey. Perfect. They have the old time. Yeah, they have the old time apparel. Just like that. That's what they. That's that would be that's a good call. Primo turkey call. That's it. Yep. The old Tom apparel for turkey hunting. They got it over there. Primo's hunting accessories. Calls like Matt. Avion decoys at Bowie Outfitters for turkey hunting, fishing, everything you need.
This is the longest live read ever.
Well, it's because you're screwing
It's supposed to be
it up.
60 seconds.
It's your message.
And you know what? Mine are 60 seconds, and even though you screw it up, I know how to get out.
Think about Bowie Outfitters, BowieOutfitters.com.
Ian Rapoport from the NFL Network. It's Rappaport, I know. Tampa Bay is re-signing Leonard Fournette as Lombardi Lenny. Lands in Tampa Bay with the chance for a prize as well in January. So that means every one of Tampa Bay's 22 starters from the Super Bowl are now back in Tampa Bay.
So they're going to win it again.
No team has repeated as Super Bowl champion since New England did it in 03-04.
Who was their QB? Was Brady there at that point?
I hate you.
Was he? He was, wasn't he? He's been there, done that, man. Look, listen, here's the deal. It's okay. Drew's gone. The Saints aren't going to be very good. I don't like their quarterback situation right now.
Why not?
He ain't Drew. And Tampa's gotten better. I mean,
But
they
you
re-signed
crapped
everybody.
on Drew.
Yeah, but he's the GOAT.
Don't say he ain't Drew.
He's the GOAT.
And then they're going to get someone else,
He's the GOAT.
a younger guy with a bigger arm, all that stuff, and you're going to say, well, he ain't Drew. When you were the guy front and center crapping on him.
But it's not about the arm, man. It's not about the age.
That's what you've been
It's about
saying. It's about
experience.
age and arm, and that's what you've been saying. Now you're contradicting yourself.
This guy made good reads. You know, I mean, and he was the guy's a leader in the clubhouse. So instrumental in the city of New Orleans, and now he's not there anymore. Anyway, let's talk about Tampa for a minute. So everybody's coming back.
I want to talk about Tampa.
They know how to win. They have the greatest quarterback of all time. Lenny signs back.
Ugh.
Everybody's coming back. I think they picked.
Why are we calling him Lenny?
I think they picked
So
up a
sick of
few
that.
dudes too, didn't they?
No, they didn't get anybody.
I think they picked up a few guys.
No.
They got better. I may just be a Tampa fan because Fournette's there next year and Drew's gone. So, I mean.
You didn't like Saints anyway. You're a hater. You know what is annoying about this? And if I'm a
all right.
Tampa fan, I'm pumped about it, and I'm not. And I'm a Saints fan, so I'm pissed about it. But all these guys are going back on bargain basement 1-year deals. Like the crossroads, the intersection of this moment in time where Tampa's coming off a championship. You have all these guys that see the windows open and they want to try to repeat. And then it's coming at a moment where the NFL's about to get the new TV contract, so the salary cap is going to spike, and nobody wants to get locked into a long-term deal before the salary cap increases because they want to wait until there's more money in the system so they can sign a bigger deal in a year from now. So it's like this for Tampa, amazing crossroads of guys willing to sign cheap 1-year deals at the time where they're coming off a championship, so they'll make another run at it because a year from now, contracts are going to be so much more expensive. Like, I hope everyone there gets massive cases of diarrhea.
Oh, come on.
I was going to say something about ACLs, but I would never wish that on anybody. I don't want anybody to get hurt, like legit hurt. But I want guys to have diarrhea and to be completely dehydrated and to suck. That's what I want for them.
Don't say that. Don't say that. That's not nice.
That's what I want. I want Michael Jordan, ate the pizza and they gave him like the rotten anchovies and they all have diarrhea and they lose every game. I want season-long diarrhea for the Bucs, not for me.
That's not nice. That's not nice.
Former producer of the show probably would have clipped that, just the I want season-long diarrhea, and turned that into a drop. Actually, he would have turned it into a drop for the morning show to laugh at me. That's what he would have done. Talking about chest hair.
He would have.
He would have.
James.
Chesticles. Chesting.
Chesting 1-2. Chesting
1-2. And that happens on the same day where Marshon Lattimore gets arrested in Cleveland. Like, he's got a serious legal situation ahead of him. If you've not heard, I mean, now the Saints have a bit of a conundrum here with Lattimore because he's going into the final year of his rookie contract. Of course, the Saints picked up the 5th year on his deal, but it's just thought like you're not going to let a guy like that hit unrestricted free agency next year, so you sign into a long-term deal now to get a team-friendly number early and you backload the contract. They're going to do the same thing for Ramchick. But Marshon Lattimore was arrested in his hometown in Cleveland for possessing a loaded handgun that's believed to be stolen. Like, you're 24 years old. You're about to make more money than God. What are you doing in a car with 3 other dudes with loaded guns? I don't have some super awesome, hot take on this, but I don't care that you're 24, that you're a young guy. There has to be a degree of common sense that comes into play where you recognize that's not a smart thing to do.
No.
And if you're possessing a stolen handgun, brother, that is a felony. I don't know what happens here. I'm not illegally. I can't tell you I know all the law and what they might do. But damn, man, you're possessing a stolen handgun. That's a felony.
Yes.
This sucks.
It's falling apart at the seams because Drew's gone. No leadership.
Whatever. I hate you. Not really. I love you. Shaka Smart's going to go to Marquette, too.
Who?
Same.
Why is that news? Who cares?
I don't know. AFR is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Excuse me. Don Juan Cigar Bar. Drew says that now.
He does.
My son. And he elongates it like that. And it's a little broken, English. Pretty funny.
Drew
to me, anyway.
He likes cigars?
No, not. I mean, let's not sit here. We don't need Child Protective Services coming after me. Are you feeding your son sweet? No.
He doesn't inhale. Okay. It's not a big deal.
All right. That further review. Theriot's letter in 15 minutes. We'll do Kick Rocks. Then he's got to scoot out of here. We will wrap up the hour with Ask Ryan. So text me your questions for Ryan. 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, or tweet me at Matt Moscona. Ask Ryan is next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home listed by every company, all in one place. Agent225.com, agent225.com. You know the drill. If you are buying or selling, man, this is such a competitive market right now. It's just, especially for buyers, it's so hard right now to find that home because it's such a seller's market that so many times homes are listed and they're under contract the same day, sometimes within hours of the listing. So how do you find that home of your dreams? Well, call Darren James. Let him help you through this process. A lot of times they have off-market listings, so they might be able to get you into a home before it even hits the market. Or maybe if it's a multiple offer situation, he can advise you on what type of offer to make. Don't go into that process without a realtor. You know what to do. Buying or selling, call Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA, you can get a Corolla with 0% financing or buy it for $19,158. That's 0% financing. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I'm feeling good. So good. I just thought you should know.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
I want season-long diarrhea. Snuck it in there.
You did. What, brain? Not a baby?
All right, wrapping up hour number one. Theriot's back after the top of the hour. He'll do Ryan's letter, his letter. He'll do Ask, Kick Rocks and all that stuff. But we got precious few moments here.
Just a few.
Time for Ask Ryan, so let's get it. You can jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat if you'd like to, or you can text me, the 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Scott Greenbaum, Ask Ryan. Why isn't he wearing a hat today?
Well, because I got a haircut. I only wore a hat as much as I wore a hat because I couldn't do anything with my hair. It was long and nappy and gross.
Ask Ryan. This is a Jamie Perk. Ask Ryan. Better or most memorable World Series win, St. Louis or San Francisco?
St. Louis was a better win. San Francisco was more memorable because I scored the winning run of that game.
Why was St. Louis the better win?
Because we were down, like we weren't supposed to win. It was a.
Y'all were down and out, bro. To the Rangers. I mean, down to your last strike.
We were down to get into the playoffs. We were down in the first series, 0-2. We were down the whole time. Yep.
Ask Ryan. This is a Rocky Cronkite. Ask Ryan if he likes rear squatted trucks.
No.
What is that?
You haven't seen where they raise the front or they lower the back of the truck and it rides like that?
Not really.
It's horrible.
Sounds like it. Brian said, ask Ryan, what's his best memory of the great Wally Pontiff?
Oh, man. I was pitching. My best baseball memory is I pitched one inning at LSU.
I remember that against Ole Miss.
And Wally made the last out of that inning.
All right.
A pop-up. He caught it.
Attaboy,
Yep.
Wally.
Got my 0 ERA.
Boy. I remember when you came in from short, you had to take the tape off your hand. Didn't they make you tape the tape off your wrist? It's weird the things you remember, but like I was probably watching that on the Jumbo Sports Network in 2001, and I remember like they're losing 18-1.
Bringing that guy
bringing
in?
Theriot to pitch. Ask Rory Loop. Ask Ryan. Are you familiar with the Rec Tech smoker grills? It has a high temp cooking mode named Riot Mode. I think one of my favorite LSU baseball players ever. Every time I sear a steak when I kick it into the Riot Mode.
Nice. I'm not familiar, but thanks. I like it.
Christopher Villery. Ask Ryan if he likes the movie Porky's.
Not familiar.
Kevin Gautreau. Ask Matt who his son's team is playing today. Gotta be you. Ask Ryan.
I don't know.
My son doesn't play baseball.
Yeah, I don't know who they're playing.
Who's your son playing?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Okay. Gene Miguez. Ask Ryan. Do the Saints win 8 games this year?
Yes.
He also said, I'd rather be bald than have a haircut like that.
Like me?
Like yours.
Oh, man.
Brutal.
That hurts.
Brutal. Richard Tilley. No Hudco hat? Oh, and he's got one. Tilley, he's got one, and he's not even wearing the hat. Put the hat on, man.
I don't want to mess my hair up.
And you got that hat, too, the one where you can't even see the logo on it.
I got one. Hudco hat. I got a bunch in my truck, too. We need to do another hat party. Give some hats away. You want to?
Ask Ryan what's better, the hot sausage patties or hot sausage links on a po' boy.
Links.
Hour 2, next.
AFR.
Brought to you by
Shawbills!
Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawbillsTire.com. 18 locations in South Louisiana. Find the location nearest you at ShawbillsTire.com. Let me remind you, the website is a great resource. If you go to ShawbillsTire.com, you can find a location. And they have a chat function on the homepage. So if you go to the website, ShawbillsTire.com, right there on the main page, you can either schedule service or find a location, or you can shop tires. 3 easy widgets right there on the front. But bottom right, they got their text function. So you can hit that little text bubble, choose the location nearest you, and then you can be chatting with a representative via their text function right there on the homepage. ShawbillsTire.com. Remember, bumper-to-bumper auto service and name brand tires at wholesale prices. They're going to sell you the best tires on the road, the cheapest price possible at Shawbills. And they're going to keep you coming back year after year because they treat you like family. At Shawbills.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in Laplace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At front-to-back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to front-to-back boat service.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. 3 NFL teams have new first-round draft positions. The 49ers now have the 3rd pick, the Dolphins the 6th pick, and the Eagles the 12th pick. All this after 2 Miami trades today, which brings them 4 extra picks, including 2 future first-rounders. Schefter says Miami could make a run at Deshaun Watson.
They have 2 and 2 if they want to move Deshaun. So it could be 2 and 3 ones. They still have every one. The Dolphins could go wherever they want and still be in play on Deshaun Watson if that's what they decide they want to do.
Adam Schefter on Bart and Hahn. Saints corner Marshon Lattimore was arrested late Thursday night in his hometown of Cleveland on suspicion of carrying a concealed weapon and receiving stolen property. Lattimore was taken to jail after the arrest. Tony Clark of the Baseball Players Association tells the Boston Globe he'd be interested in talking about moving the All-Star game out of Atlanta this year. On Thursday, the state of Georgia put new restrictions on voting into effect.
What? Just 15 seconds to talk about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea? That smooth taste of real brewed iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol? What? We started already? Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right. You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour is presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
The Brain.
And the brain got a poop.
Hey!
Showbiz!
We're here. Glad you are as well. Making a good one. Yo again, bro. If you're just joining us, jumping in the car, truck, or van, headed home, flipping on the TV, whatever it may be, Theriot, through the remainder of the high school baseball season, will be with us in hours 1 and 2 for the Riot Radio Hour. I actually has to cut out today at 4:30 to go catch Houston's baseball game over at the Dunham School. So y'all make plans accordingly. Theriot now will be here 3 o'clock on Friday through the high school baseball season.
Yes.
We did miss one. One of the Ask Ryans at the end of last hour. And since we're not going to have 2 Ask Ryans, since you'll be gone, I figured to get this one. This is from a Craig Duga. Ask Ryan, does he get frustrated when he goes to an amusement park and his kids can't ride the rides, but he can't?
Why are you even? Why read it?
I just wanted to be fair and get everybody's questions in that ask questions.
That's not fair.
I mean, he asked a question. I figured it would be fair to ask it.
I got a problem with this Craig Duga guy.
He's probably really short, too. I bet. Jeez. Takes one to know one.
You love it.
You get it? They're just really creative.
Stop.
He just does. It's really creative, that
He's
guy.
not funny. He's not creative.
This was a good one, though.
He's an idiot.
Chad Debitaz did say, ask Ryan, why is it so hard for us to hit the opposite way when a shift is on or to hit behind the runners that are on second base? Thanks. By the way, did you see Cade Beloso drop a bunt last week against the shift?
Yeah, I liked it.
I love it, by the way.
Got him a hit.
Just so you know. Because people think I'm the anti-bunt guy, which I am. But I am an anti-giving up yourself to move a runner bunt guy. If you're bunting, I've always said, if you're bunting for a hit or to score a run, I'm good with it.
Good.
And I would love for every hitter in the history of the world, whenever someone puts on the stupid shift, to just drop a bunt. Put it where they ain't, take your base.
Mm-hmm.
Take your base. You want to know how to stop people from shifting to get you? Do that.
Put a bunt down.
Put a bunt
down. What's the guy's name?
Who? Chad Debataz.
Chad, to answer your question, it in my opinion, or what I see with the offense, is it's just an approach deal, right? I think that they're hunting the fastball, which is good, and you should hunt the fastball. However, when you get in a negative count or a situation where a breaking ball might be coming, you have to take a little bit more of a defensive approach and let the ball travel, get a little bit further back, and that's where you see the ball hit to the opposite field. There is definitely some value in the foul ball, meaning just extend the at-bat, foul it off, 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 especially when you have a dominant arm like Mississippi State was producing last weekend, and we're going to see a couple guys this week in Tennessee. The Sunday guy for Tennessee, by the way, watch out.
Okay.
He's good.
Do you think they win 2 out of 3?
Yeah, I mean, I think LSU caught a break with their Tennessee's ace, Jackson Leaf. Going down. You know, so I do think that they'll get 2 out of 3 this weekend. They caught a break there. You know, like I said, the Sunday guy, freshman this year. His name's Blade, by the way, Blade. Blade Tidwell, really throwing the ball well. So, but I think they take tonight and tomorrow, and I think Sunday could be a toss up. I mean, it could be a sweep.
I just say split. I'll never predict a sweep in SEC play, especially on the road. Look, I mean, as good as Mississippi State is, they couldn't even come here and sweep with the dominant performances they got in Game 1 and Game 2.
Tennessee just won a road series against top 10 Georgia.
At Georgia, yeah. and they blew a lead late. Otherwise, they would have swept that series. Yeah. So, if you can go on, split the first 2 games, split the first 2. I still think with Labus, the biggest difference with Labus and basically anyone else you face in a Sunday in the SEC is going to be Labus's experience.
Yep.
As a senior who's pitched 50-some-odd innings in his time at LSU, you just have a massive advantage there because he's seen everything already in this league. So I think LSU has a massive advantage on Sunday in most every series they play. Just find a way to split the first 2, win on Sunday.
Yeah. It was an interesting week for me this week.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. As you know, a lot of people don't. My day starts by bringing my kids to school. Mm-hmm. Then I go work and do my thing, whatever, and then at about 2:30, 2:45, I get in the carpool line. Then Uber starts for me. So I'm an Uber driver.
You're running kids all over the place.
Yeah. Till 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I mean, it's action.
Yeah.
Right?
Baseball, soccer.
Workout,
yeah.
Whatever. I mean, yeah. So, my biggest pain point in the evenings is figuring out what we are going to eat for supper.
Okay.
I'm responsible for that. That's what that's my thing. It's a burden, right? And so I put pen to paper today. Actually, I didn't. I just typed this on my phone when I was in your office 30 minutes ago.
That literally, yeah. Well, not 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago, we were here.
Right.
About an hour, about 20 minutes before we came on air.
But it doesn't change the fact that this is a problem, and this week it really hit home. So I wrote a letter, and I'd like to share it.
Okay.
Dear restaurants that close before 9 p.m. Newsflash. It's not 1970. People don't go to work at 9 and get home at 5 every day. Families don't sit down and eat dinner in the dining rooms anymore. Builders don't even put dining rooms in their homes any longer. Nobody does that. Well, maybe a few people do.
Like a formal dining room? That's true.
Everybody does that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but it seems like my kids, no matter the age or the sport, have some sort of game or practice till at least 8:30 every night. Because I have multiple kids, my wife and I normally split up and pick up the kids and bring them to wherever it is they're going. By the time we get home, it's around 9 p.m. or so. So we don't cook very often, needless to say. To get any decent food, you need to either cook beforehand, which is not going to happen, or cook when you get home, which puts you eating at about 10 p.m.
No.
Not good.
Not good.
On my route home, I pass by 3 tasty restaurants that close at 9. It leaves me with the same couple stops every single week, and it's getting repetitive. A little compassion for the busy parent running kids all over Baton Rouge would be much appreciated. I'm not asking y'all to stay open till midnight. Just an extra 30 minutes would be fine. Maybe you could even ask Traction or the other sports leagues when their last practice is and coordinate your closing time in accordance to that. You'd get a lot more business, and you'd help a parent/Uber driver like myself provide my kids with some good grub. This is similar. So this is the same letter, but it's something else that really pisses me off. Takeout orders not being ready on time really pisses me off.
Same letter. Just you're still continuing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you tell me 20 to 25 minutes, you've given yourself 5 minutes leeway. I expect it to be ready in 25 minutes.
Over-promise, under-deliver. I'm sorry.
30. That's right.
Under-promise, over-deliver. Sorry.
Yeah.
Check that. Reverse it. Yeah.
Not 35, not 40, but 25.
25.
Actually, it should be ready in 20. If you say that number, 20, it should be ready in 20. But I don't go in 20. I go in at 25 every time. Sometimes 30 because I don't want to sit there and wait. At the end of the day, I'm exhausted, I'm hungry, and I'm ready to be home. The last thing I need is to go inside to pick up food, pay my money, then be told that the food isn't ready. This is where the problem occurs, right here. Don't take my money if you don't have my food. Y'all are sneaky, you guys. Because you know that if I give you my money, I'm going to wait for my food. But if I haven't paid my money yet, and it's 35, 40, sometimes 45 minutes, I'm out.
Gone. He gone.
No longer will I pay until I get my food. Y'all cannot hold me hostage any longer. Be better, guys. Sincerely, Ryan.
It's very egocentric letter you wrote today.
It's a problem. I've got a problem.
Well, they got
that.
a business to run.
I don't
Their
care.
business isn't going to stay open.
It should.
Just because you want to, like, they know their business.
We don't live in a vacuum.
They know their business. They know if they can make money after 8 o'clock, and clearly they can't.
I'm telling them they can.
And I'm telling you, it ain't enough. You coming in once a week ain't worth keeping their lights on.
Sell a membership. Hey, I got solutions.
Ain't nobody buying a membership to a restaurant?
I would.
That doesn't make sense.
It sure does. Every day. You have 5 meals. That's 5 meals a week. You get 5 meals a week in your membership.
Well, then why don't you go to a place like Good Eats Kitchen or any of these places that does those meal systems?
Because they're not open.
But you get it, it's already prepared for you. And then you have it at your house in your refrigerator.
No. Then I got to cook it.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
you just microwave it.
It's cooking it.
It's literally a minute.
Yeah. So I've got 5. There's 5 of us. I don't have enough room in my
Sure you
refrigerator.
do. And they deliver.
that.
They deliver also.
No.
They'll deliver it right to your door.
It costs too much.
Do you realize when you go to a restaurant, you're paying inflated prices because you're paying for the assumption of a wait staff? When you take a dinner to go, you're paying for the dining in experience, even though you're not having that experience. You're overpaying by eating out every day.
I could save money by doing that. You think so?
That's why those meal plans exist.
I feel like they're expensive.
They're not. You're paying way more by stopping at a restaurant and getting carryout every day than going to one of these meal plans.
You ever done it?
Yes.
Is it good?
Yes.
Wow. And then I wouldn't have to worry about where I'm going to stop.
Right.
Or is it going to be open?
Just grab one out of the fridge and pop it in the microwave for a minute. Done. You're welcome.
Thanks,
Who is
man.
this guy? Talking about? Talking to a 6-year-old over here?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I mean, I'm sorry, we're not jet setting with the Cubs here, and they just got fillets on the plane.
What are we doing?
Son?
What are we doing?
What are you doing, son? I should tell you to kick rocks right now, but instead we'll do that when we come back next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Pinnacle Exterior Construction. My guy Shane Danton, our friends over at Pinnacle Exterior Construction, they do gorgeous work. If you want your backyard to be a showplace, to make your outside area your haven, Pinnacle can help. Check out pictures and videos of the work they do. Gorgeous. If you want a pool, Pinnacle does that. You want an outdoor kitchen, Pinnacle does that. Even fences, decks, bulkheads, they do it all at Pinnacle Exterior Construction. And you know what really sets Pinnacle apart? Of course, their beautiful work. But because they don't use subcontractors, they control the schedule. So you're not waiting on that contractor to be there to dig the pool and then the next contractor to come in. You understand that, like, they do it all. So they control the schedule and they can get you a better price. Pinnacle Exterior Construction. Give them a call, 757-6138. Pinnacle Green.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Acura of Baton Rouge for attractive offers on the MDX.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA, you can get a Corolla with 0% financing or buy it for $19,158.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
What's going on over at Mercedes this weekend, man?
8-time Best of the Best award-winning dealership in Baton Rouge, Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, or check them out at mbobr.com. As always, certified pre-owned inventory is substantial. Get some great buys, great vehicles over there. Go see my man Hess or Nick. Check out, get a Great weekend for a test drive, actually. Go check them out. Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, mbobr.com.
So many people know that you and I are partners in Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Need a roof? Hudco Roofing. There's a listener to the show. His name is Stephen Ulrich, and he works for Ignite Graphic Design. And Stephen has kicked me just because some logo ideas. Do you have the AFR logo, Paul, that I sent you? If you have it handy. He sent me several mock-ups of potential AFR logos. Like, we've used the same AFR logo forever. It's sort of a black background, red sort of faded, just block AFR. That's what we've used forever. There's been some variations, but by and large, that's what we've always used. He's like, hey, I got some ideas. So he just threw together some logos, and I sent them to all of you, the text chain we're on with Hudco, and Richard Tilley, our partner, is like, hey, you think you could do something like that with Hudco? Well, one of them had a caricature of me, and so Steven with Ignite did a Hudco logo with the caricature of me and did a caricature of you. What do you think? What do you think?
So I know, like, Steve.
What do you think?
Steve and I are good buddies.
Are you?
Yes.
You're good friends. How do you know him?
And I love his son Hunter and Houston went to school together, played sports together. They live around us.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is. I feel like he's messing with me here.
What do you mean? That looks awesome.
That looks nothing.
Oh, he nailed you. I mean, to a T. That is you.
How does that look like me?
I mean, look at the big pointy ears. Look at the hair.
I got little bitty ears that are flat side.
You've got black hair and you're a white guy. He nailed it.
And I've got teeth.
And you got teeth.
And a nose.
You got a chin, a nose, ears. I mean.
That looks nothing
like
me.
You smile sometimes like you do it in there. I mean, he just nailed it.
I feel like Steve's messing with me.
Brain, what do you think? You're looking at it. But I did put this on Twitter as well. So if you want to see it, I guess I put it on Facebook as well if you want to see it. But let us know your thoughts if the caricatures of me and Theriot make sense there.
If you showed me the caricature of Theriot without knowing it was Theriot ahead of time, I would never be able to. I would think it was Ernest P. Worrell before it was Theriot. By the way, we're talking about Theriot. I like the way that yours looks like you and Ronnie Rance had a baby.
No, that's not that at all. Like, you got to keep in mind it's a caricature, man. It's like, can you put it back here then, Paul, if you can't put it on the screen? I think he did an exceptional job. With me, he's got the bald head. He's got the scruff. I think he's got the big cheeks, right? And this part, too. This part right here for me. And then the deep set nose. Erica calls this my shelf, like right here at the top of my nose. Like something you could just sit something right there. He nailed that, too. Nailed it. I thought he nailed it for both of us.
I love Steve. And he does great work. If you need T-shirts or designs or signs or anything like that, he kills it. Very, very talented. I feel like this, though.
Hang on, I'm going to zoom in, Paulie.
Why are you just zooming in on me?
Well, because you're the one. Let's do a little side-by-side of you and you. Look at that. Look how close it is. I mean, it's basically the same guy.
I feel like Steve is messing with me right now.
Look at that. You're basically the same person.
Me.
Dude, that looks nothing like you at all. I mean, it looks nothing at all like you, bro. I mean, except for the fact that it's a white guy with dark hair, a nose, ears, chin, and teeth. It looks nothing like you. But the good news, of course, is that if you need a roof, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. You can always get a free inspection. You may even go inspect a roof.
Yeah, I may, and you might as well.
Nope, I'm not an inspector.
Yeah, but you'll go out there and show up from time to time.
Oh, I'll do that, but I'm not getting on the roof to look for damage. You've done that. Sam will do that. Tilly will do that. Yeah. So a free inspection. Look, our people are really good at working with your insurance company. We have 2 full-time insurance specialists on staff with Hudco Roofing, where all they do is help facilitate your claim, knowing what the insurance company is going to want to see, pictures, proof of damage, descriptions, etc. So you get a better chance of getting your claim filed and approved, and all you pay is your deductible. HudcoRoofing.com, HudcoRoofing.com. A little easy to use form right there on the page that you could do.
Yeah.
So Stephen Ulrich, I'm not going to tell him to kick rocks because he went out of his way, was very generous with his time and his talents to create some logos for us. Do you have the AFR one, Paulie? Can you put up the AFR logo, by the way? So this is the main AFR logo we've used forever. Black background, block red. Do you have the new one that he did? He did several of them.
That one's creative.
I could okay, look there. Look, oh, you got it on Facebook. Okay, anyway, look, that's one with microphone. After further, we've got my signature at the bottom, like a hat. That's a good. That's been the most popular.
I like that one.
Can you scroll them, Paulie? That's another one that's just got like, for those who aren't watching, it's home plate after further review. Little like distressed look on it. That's a little block logo. Could probably use a little accent, maybe some red accent.
I don't like that.
That's all black and white. That's got the Baton Rouge skyline, but we're not really just a Baton Rouge show, obviously. It makes sense, but that was some of the feedback. There's the caricature me coming up over the top. I think if you have some red accents in the title there, that could be better.
I like the first one.
You like the first one? Yeah. Are there any more? Or is that the last one? That was it? Okay. Yeah. All right.
Are you going to change?
Yeah. Everyone liked the one with the microphone on it. So I think that we might be able to work that one into the...
Attaboy, Steve.
How about that? Let's see. Okay. But let's... Theriot, you want to tell him?
Yeah, we can kick rocks. Let's do it.
It's now time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rocks.
Presented by Roto-Rooter Plumbing.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks. Get on down the road and kick rocks.
We touched on it a little bit in the first hour. Marshon Lattimore, Saints star, arrested in Cleveland, his hometown, possession of a stolen firearm in a vehicle with a couple other guys, and there was absolutely no reason for that to ever happen, especially if you're Marshon Lattimore. Guys, you got to be better than that. You have to understand that, number one, you've worked for something your entire lives, countless hours. I watched the time that these guys put in. Heck, I did it myself. And then to throw it all away for something so stupid, to be in a vehicle and have a loaded, stolen firearm in your possession is the dumbest thing in the world. And you know what? He's not the only one. They had a minor league baseball player arrested earlier last week with like 22 pounds of some sort of drug in his baseball bag when he was driving from state to state. Like,
they'll never look in there.
Like, what are we doing?
Well, you're trafficking drugs is what you're doing.
You guys can
kick rocks.
You kick rocks. That's
you're a mule. You're bringing drugs from one point to another, trying to get paid.
So stupid.
That's what you're doing. It's not smart. I'm not recommending you do it, but that's literally what they're doing. Yeah, I know.
Doc Rivers, 76ers coach, slammed Dwight Howard after early ejection. The trade deadline, so they were stuck where they only had one center, the Sixers, and it was Dwight Howard. And he gets ejected early in the game, and Doc Rivers was not happy about that. He said it was very selfish by the players, very selfish play.
Yeah.
So I saw the headline, then I went and looked at it.
And it is right there, as a matter of fact. Well, they just showed it. When Dwight Howard got pushed and put his hands up in the air.
And I want you to go and watch it. So I want to tell the referees in the NBA to kick rocks. For ejecting guys for things like this. It is that the league has shifted and it's so soft now. Guys get teed up because they swear when they're on the court.
Here it is. Dwight Howard walking off. Well, Dwight Howard did walk right into him, though.
Does that constitute an ejection?
Well, he was the instigator.
So you're going to throw the guy out of the game for that?
I don't really know the rule, to be honest. But he did walk right into him, and the guy pushed him.
Okay, but you're going to throw him out of the game?
If I were you, I would tell Dwight Howard's hair to kick rocks more than anything.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
I like Dwight Howard because he's a grinder. He's been at this thing, it seems like, for 30 years, and he's still out there grinding.
He came in the league as an 18-year-old, you know? That was when you could bypass college. I mean, we went high school to the pros for the Magic.
Kicked out of the game.
I know.
Now, this was his second tech is why he got kicked out. The one before this...
that explains it then.
But the one before this, Matt, was even worse. The other guy pushes him, he puts his hands up, and they both get teed up.
Yeah.
The NBA referees are horrible. They can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
And then lastly, you went off on this, but I want Pat Forty to kick rocks for all the obvious reasons, trying to retread this thing and get more attention and clicks and blah, 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 blah. He can kick rocks. He stinks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
All right. It's after further review. Mr. The Riot is going to bow out here. You don't know who the Dunham Tigers have today?
Parkview Baptist just got it.
Where are they playing?
Dunham.
They're playing at Dunham. Okay. Is this varsity, JV, freshman?
JV.
JV game today.
Yep, JV game today.
We got Houston Theriot behind the dish.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, come on.
I mean,
what's he batting?
Maybe
third, fourth.
I don't know that either. I don't have a lineup.
Got any dingers yet this year?
No dingers yet. I don't have a lineup yet.
What's he batting?
I don't know that either.
I mean, you have no answers.
I don't know any stats.
You have no answers.
I don't know where he's playing or where he's batting. I don't know that.
Has he pegged any kids at second? Trying to steal?
Yes, he has done that.
Well, a few caught stealing?
Got some caught steals. Yeah, he's got some hits. Yeah, I don't know the stats though.
All right. Have a good weekend.
I will. You too.
All right. Terrio's out. We'll be back. Stay here.
AFR.
Brought to you by River Cities 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001. For River Cities 1 Hour Air, love sharing great testimonials as we always do. How about this from Gary Sod is the customer, sent this testimonial about Bobby Saunier, one of the technicians, said he came after hours, worked incredibly hard. There were two problems. One more subtle than the first. He caught and fixed both. Explained the problem and the cause. Great technician, major asset to your business. Thanks. That's from Gary, who sent that testimonial, that review about Bobby Saunier, one of the technicians over at River Cities 1 Hour Air. And again, something you see there all the time is after hours. Remember, they will come to you nights, holidays, weekends, and they'll never charge you extra to come out after hours. It's River Cities 1 Hour Air. They save you time. They save you money. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
At Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA, you can get a Corolla with 0% financing or buy it for $19,158. That's 0% financing. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Rolling through hour number 2, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Glad you're hanging out with us here. So Theriot had a jet again. If you missed it, because Theriot is going to be at his son's baseball games here throughout the spring, really through April and most of May, Theriot is going to come in at 3 o'clock during high school baseball season, and their game times change. It's not like football where they have a set kickoff time every week. It can vary week to week. So to be safe, Theriot will come in at 3, and if he can stay the full 2 hours, he will. If he's got to cut out a little early like he did today, he will. So like we just talked about, it's way more important for him to be watching his son play baseball than doing the show. So those are obviously the moments you're never going to get back. So, but we're glad when he's here. So just keep in mind, well, I know a lot of people love the Riot Radio Hour, and you plan sort of your Friday around it. But what we're going to try to keep in place is the Ryan's letter at 4 o'clock and Kick Rocks at 4:15, and Ask Ryan at the end of the hour as we can. So anyway, just so you all know, as you plan accordingly, and if you miss the first hour, you can always go back and catch it on demand at 1045ESPN.com or on the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. So there is a lot of NFL news today, and excuse me. Unfortunately for the Saints, much of it's not good. You have Marshon Lattimore arrested on gun charges in Cleveland, and then Tampa Bay re-signed Leonard Fournette. So that means all 22 starters from the Super Bowl are back in Tampa. That's why you've seen their Super Bowl odds go from plus 1,200 to plus 550, somewhere in that neighborhood. So it's unfortunate for New Orleans that they got a pretty steep climb in their own division, although no team has repeated as Super Bowl champions since New England did it back in 2003-04. It's just very, very hard to do in the NFL, obviously. The other big news is that Zach Wilson of BYU had his pro day today. Apparently, all accounts did exceptionally well. And on the day that Zach Wilson had his pro day, there was a massive trade in the NFL. The Miami Dolphins, who held the 3rd overall pick, traded that pick to the 49ers. So they moved, the 49ers go to 3, Dolphins move back to 12. Well, the Dolphins then traded that pick to move up to number 6, where Philly was. One of the reasons, and I do want to talk about what this means for quarterbacks, et cetera, in this draft and moving forward, but one of the things that I often talk about, we've talked for years, we've talked about here, is I don't really care so much about projecting mock drafts in the NFL because it's impossible to project trades. You can try, but it's impossible. No team is going to show its hand. They're never going to reveal what they're thinking. I don't know that anybody had San Francisco going to 3. There were a lot of teams that had a lot of mock drafts that had Carolina going to 3. Some had maybe Atlanta moving up a spot or 2 if there was a quarterback they really coveted. But I don't think anybody saw this, and certainly then didn't see Philly moving back, and that's really relevant because one of the targeted landing spots for Jamar Chase has been Philly at 6. Well, now Philly don't have the sixth pick anymore. That's Miami. And the fact that Miami moved back tells you that they're either really content with Tua or they're still in the market for Deshaun Watson, and that's about it. So just to keep track, and I don't want to confuse you by throwing out a lot of numbers and rounds and years and all that, but what you really need to know is that Miami got the number 6 and 156 this year from the Eagles. They got a first and a third rounder for next year from the 49ers and a first rounder from the 49ers in 2023. So the 49ers gave up 3 threes, a 5, 3 threes and a 5. Unbelievable. 3 threes and a 5 to move up in this year's draft to the number 3 overall pick. So they will absolutely, the Niners will be taking a quarterback at number 3. And the assumption is Trevor Lawrence goes number 1, Zach Wilson goes number 2 to the Jets, and then very likely we would all, I think, assume here that Justin Fields would be the guy number 3 to the 49ers. If that's the guy that they covet, he'll be there on the board for them, but they would theoretically have the opportunity to take either Fields or Trey Lance, whichever guy they covet more. I think the way that I view trading up in the draft, this is binary. No matter the situation, if you're a franchise that has done their due diligence, you go through pro days, you go through combine, obviously not this year. You have personal workouts and interviews. You do the medical. You've watched game film. You've done staff meetings. If through all of that, you come to the conclusion that this is our guy, we believe in him, but he ain't going to be there when we pick. And so you decide we're going to get aggressive and go get him. I'm good with it. Just as a general approach, some teams let the draft come to them. They say, look, here's our board. Here's our board, 1 to a bajillion, whatever. And we're going to take whoever is available on the board in the top spot when we pick. That's who we're taking. Okay. But if there's a guy that you identify and say he's a game changer, and we got to have him, especially if it's quarterback, and you get aggressive and go get him, if he hits, nobody remembers what you gave up for him. Does anybody remember what Atlanta gave up to get Julio Jones? And I don't know. It was a lot of picks. I mean, it was a lot. It was like 7 picks. It was a lot. But nobody talks about that because Julio Jones is having a Hall of Fame career. We talk a lot about the Saints moving up to get Marcus Davenport because he's had an injury-plagued career so far. So I tip my cap to the Niners. Clearly, they think they're going to get who they want at number 3 or position themselves to get their franchise quarterback at number 3. I will be fascinated to see what the domino effect is here. Because if the Jets take a quarterback at 2, that means Sam Darnold's going to be on the move. The Niners didn't move up to take a lineman. They moved up to take a quarterback in this quarterback-rich draft. What does that mean for Jimmy Garoppolo? And remember, if, as it has been discussed, the Niners send Garoppolo back to New England, that would theoretically take New England off the board as a team that's coveting a quarterback in this draft. And several mock drafts have had Mac Jones, Mel Kiper's most recently, in the middle of round 1 going to New England. If he's on the board and the Saints love him, is that a spot potentially where the Saints could move up? All of these dominoes matter because all of them in some respect will affect New Orleans, which has Jameis Winston, a short-term deal, 1-year deal. So a year from now, they're right back in this situation. Either they love what they have in Jameis, they sign him to a long-term deal, or they're drafting who they think is their franchise quarterback next year at this time. Or do they get that draft pick, that quarterback, now? Because the other thing that's a certainty with the Saints is they're going into the 2021 season with more at quarterback than just Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. For the very obvious reason, which we know and we've said a million times, which is they love Taysom Hill in that hybrid role, and he can't play that role if he's your only other quarterback. So you have to have another option in case if something were to happen to Jameis, your presumed starter, and Taysom Hill went through game week not taking quarterback reps, but factoring into the game plan with his full role. That's why when Drew Brees got hurt, Jameis Winston went into the game to relieve him when Breeze had the collapsed lung and the broken ribs. So the Saints are still going to add a quarterback. Is it a veteran like they did last year with Simeon, who they added late? Maybe. Perhaps they could add a guy like that. Or is it a rookie draft pick somewhere along the way? But the first really seismic shift in the draft as a top 5 pick has now swapped hands. San Francisco goes up to number 3. Miami traded that pick, the 12th pick, to move up to 6, where Philly was. So Miami now with the 6th pick in this year's draft, the 49ers with the 12th pick, and Miami has an absolute king's ransom for the next 3 years. 6 first-round picks over the next 3 drafts Miami has. That's a team that you assume will be very active building that roster around Tua. All right, it's after further review. Love telling you about our friends at the Williamson Eye Center, WilliamsonEYE.com, WilliamsonEYE.com. 924-2020. If 2021 is the year you want to see 2020 and never need contacts or glasses again, the Williamson Eye Center can help. Do what I did. Do what Daniel Cabrera did a few weeks ago. Do what guys like Caleb Von Chasson and Devin White have done. They trusted Dr. Blake Williamson the same way that I did and that you should as well. My dad trusted Dr. Blake Williamson, had that lens replacement that we've told you about, same thing Jimmy Ott had. So no matter where you are in life, whatever your refractive issue, ophthalmology has come so far, just like all science, to where there's a refractive option for you to be able to see without contacts or glasses forever. The Williamson Eye Center. Go for your free consultation, WilliamsonEYE.com, WilliamsonEYE.com for the Williamson Eye Center. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Brain will have Tigers in the pros. Coming up after the top of the hour, again, a reminder, there is a Senate committee hearing happening today at the Louisiana State Capitol. Sam Carlin is an investigative reporter for The Advocate. He is at that hearing. It's all involving the LSU Title IX case as it progresses. If that hearing ends while we're still on air, Sam Carlin's going to join us to kind of recap the day and put a bow on it. So that could be coming up in the next hour, provided they finish up at the Capitol. Don't know if that's going to happen, but if it does, Sam will be with us. We also have to preview LSU Tennessee, as we are 45 minutes away now from first pitch at Lindsey Nelson Stadium up in Knoxville. Tigers look to get off on a good foot here as they start their second SEC weekend of the year. All right, it's after further review. Brain will have Tigers in the pros to wrap up hour 2 next.
AFR.
Man, I'm so excited about tomorrow. Love telling you about our friends over at Clegg's Nursery. And tomorrow is an awesome day for the entire family at Clegg's. It's a gardening day celebration at the Clegg's, at their greenhouses on Greenwell Springs. I told you about the garden center up on Greenwell Springs. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. at Clegg's Nursery on Greenwell Springs. So, bring the entire family. Fun activity, hands-on activities for the entire family. Children of all ages welcome. It'll be a great day to bring the family out, to get outside. You can take a tour of their vegetable gardens, learn how to create your own raised garden bed. You can learn everything from which vegetables and herbs to plant to the correct way to plant, how to build a raised garden bed. They got all that stuff. It'll be fun and interactive tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the Clegg's in Greenwell Springs up at their greenhouses. Check them out. And remember, buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. Right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7, The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Glad you're hanging out with us here. We will get you a preview of LSU and Tennessee. Game 1 coming up in about 39 minutes from right now. That preview will come after the top of the hour. You'll hear from Paul Maneri and Tony Vitello, the head coach at Tennessee. Tennessee got an SEC series opening win at Georgia, winning 2 out of 3 last week, while, of course, the Tigers dropped 2 out of 3 at home against Mississippi State. So with a series win on the road, Tigers would get back to 500 before coming home next week against Vanderbilt. So we'll preview that coming up after SportsCenter. Right now, though, Brain has Tigers in the Pros.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Kentucky's Best Hemp. Find them online at kysbesthemp.com.
Starting off with one you mentioned a little bit earlier in the show, Matt. Leonard Fournette is staying in Tampa Bay. 1-year deal, $3.25 million. Incentives that could bump it up to $4 million, if I'm reading that right. Yes, incentives that would bump it to $4 million. A source told ESPN.
Saints should have signed him last year.
Huh?
Said it immediately. Immediately. I don't care if it meant cutting Latavius Murray, which they wouldn't have done.
Murray, present.
Not at the time, anyway. But this was the fear. Not only did you not get him, but then you had to try to stop him and blah. Blah, blah, blah.
The storyline was you got to be all in for 1 year. But now it's looking like that's going to extend past it.
Blah. Not happy.
I understand. So Al Woods is back.
Whatever.
What do you mean whatever?
I don't care.
Why not?
I'm mad at everything right now.
He's Al Woods.
You mean the 5-star who did nothing at LSU and then went on to a decade-long career after doing nothing, being drafted by the Saints?
Drafted by the Saints.
Blah, Al Woods.
Now he's with the Seattle Seahawks.
He's a nice guy, though. He's been on the show.
Has he?
He's been with the Seahawks, though.
Yeah? Seahawks are bringing back NFL veteran Al Woods in free agency. He wasn't with the Seahawks last year, though, was he? Wasn't he out last year? Like all year?
If he was hurt, maybe. But he's been with the Seahawks.
All right.
Steelers, Titans, Jaguars, Seahawks, I believe.
Giants for a while, too, right?
I don't know. You might have just made that up.
It's possible. I'm asking. I'm not saying.
I think you made that up. I think I nailed it. Let me see. I don't think he was ever with the Giants.
Nope. Not with the Giants.
Steelers. Bucks for a half a minute.
Okay.
Titans. Colts. Forgot the Colts was the one. Seahawks. Jags. Seahawks again.
Okay.
Nailed it. Championship.
Ben Simmons had 9 points last night.
Oh, multiples of 3.
That is multiples of 3.
3 threes. Brain, did he hit 3 threes? Brain, did he hit 3 threes? Tell me he hit 3 threes.
7 of his points were from the free throw line. He did, however. Go 0 for 1 from behind the line.
Behind the line?
Behind the 3-point line.
Okay, you attempted one. I'll take it.
I'll
take it.
Yes. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and 90% of the 3-pointers you do. 12 assists for Simmons last night, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. I don't know if Musso had this one yesterday. DJ LeMahieu went 2 for 3.
I think.
I don't know what the start time of that game was.
No, the one
but we got 10 seconds left, so that was Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com. All right, hour 3 is staring you straight in the face. 35 minutes away from first pitch, LSU, Tennessee. We're talking about it next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com. 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 The website is a virtual font of information. I would direct you there. It is an amazing resource. Remember, they are ISO 17025 accredited. If you don't know what that means, then this live read is not for you. But if you know what ISO 17025 accreditation is, you know why that is so important, and they do offer it. Not only that, but also part of the services that they offer at Michelli is their track system. And the track asset management, it's an acronym, and what it allows you to do, it's track records, assets, and calibrations. It does just that. So if you're doing a job, let's say you're working on gigantic equipment and you have thousands of torque wrenches that need to be calibrated, well, Michelli can calibrate all of them for you, and then you can 24/7, 365 for free check on their progress as it goes along. Makes you more efficient. Michelli.com. Check it out online, Michelli.com.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At front to back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to front to back boat service.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Acura of Baton Rouge for attractive offers on the MDX.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The Dolphins shuffle up the first round of the NFL draft with 2 trades today. Miami sends the 3rd overall pick to the 49ers, getting the 12th pick, which they send to the Eagles to get the 6th pick. Miami also adds 4 other draft picks, including 2 future first-rounders. ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Look, these teams go through their options. You don't know how this Deshaun Watson situation is going to play out. And you know what? The Dolphins also have enough capital that if they want to trade with Houston, they've got 6 first-round picks the next 3 years.
Adam Schefter on Bart and Hahn. ESPN has learned free agent running back Leonard Fournette will re-sign with the Buccaneers, a 1-year deal that could be worth up to $4 million. That means all 22 Bucs starters from Super Bowl 55 will be back this season. Big Sky Player of the Year Tanner Groves and his brother Jacob from Eastern Washington both enter the transfer portal today. The Groves brothers combined for 58 points in a first-round NCAA loss to Kansas. And Michigan drops out of the NCAA hockey tournament with positive COVID tests.
Coming up Monday, we've seen it. It was Zach Wilson's pro day. Now, where will we go from here about the draft? We'll discuss what's changed and what teams can make a move for the number 2 pick. Monday morning on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin on ESPN Radio.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt. I want season-long diarrhea. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
The brain.
Hey, the brain got a poop.
Even more appropriate now. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. Toby Tomplay, by the way, live tomorrow at Bayou Ramen. How about that? Those Bayou's got indoor-outdoor. They usually do live music in their courtyard area on Saturdays, and it is Mr. I will pay money. Okay, well, I would. I guess I'd have to Venmo you. But if someone goes, by the way, 5 o'clock quitting time, glad you're driving home with us. If you're missing Theriot, we're moving him to the first 2 hours on Fridays now so he can get out on Friday to watch his son play baseball. Houston's playing in high school baseball now, so that's a change to for the remainder of the high school baseball season, which takes us probably to the end of May. So I would pay you money if you go to Bayou tomorrow while Toby Tomplay is playing his set. Have him play request the After Further Review theme, which he will do. People have sent me videos of this before. And then video it, post it on social media, and tag me. That's a lot of steps, right? But I will pay you money. I will Venmo you money. Good? What do you think?
How much?
Details, brain. I mean, is $1 money? I just said it's money.
$1 is money.
It's money. I'll give you $1. I'll give you a quarter.
I had this image of Clark Griswold with a handful of nickels at a Vegas casino.
I'll give you a quarter. Okay, LSU, Tennessee, 26 minutes from right now. First pitch. If you're wondering why they're playing early, remember Knoxville is in the Eastern time zone, so it's 6:30 first pitch Eastern, so 5:30 here. So hustle home or get over to Pluckers or even Don Juan Cigar Bar and watch it. So we got the starting lineup for LSU. Let's go through it real quick. As we already knew, Landon Marceau is going to get the ball here in game one, as Paul Maneri explained. Marceau's been just a little bit better. Jaden Hill really emptied the tank last week, pushing past 100 pitches. They gave him an extra day rest. And, of course, if they wanted to make this move, you have to do it now because next week you play Vanderbilt on a short week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you're not going to have Marceau pitch Saturday and then again on Thursday. So if you're going to do it, you had to do it now. But here we go. So Marceau on the bump for the Tigers. Trey Morgan back to the leadoff spot, playing first base. Kay Doty will bat second. Dylan Cruz in the 3-hole. So Morgan, Doty, Cruz. Beloso stays in the lineup as the DH, followed by Gavin Dugas in left. And then Hayden Travinski is going to catch tonight and bat sixth. Mitchell Sanford will play center field. Jordan Thompson will bat eighth and play shortstop. And Collier Cranford stays in at second base and bats ninth. We talked about this a little bit with Theriot in the last hour, and he and I agree. I can't have Collier Cranford in the lineup. And I understand Milazzo's out tonight and Travinski's in, and that's no doubt to get another bat in the lineup. It's, to a degree, flipping on its head what we talked about a week ago, where Maneri was going defensive-natured. This is a more offensive lineup with Mitchell Sanford playing center, although I prefer Drost in center. But Mitchell Sanford in center and Travinski catching. But I cannot justify taking Alex Milazzo out of the lineup. It is rare to have an elite defensive, a game-changing defensive catcher. And that's what Milazzo is. He controls the opponent's running game. He obviously is going to limit pass balls. He's a guy that controls the tempo, controls your pitching staff. I need that guy in the lineup every day. And I know he's not hitting. But that's on Eddie Smith to work with him to get an approach where he can at least go be productive. Go the other way. Dump balls into right field. Hit grounders behind runners to advance them. Whatever you got to do to just be productive and don't strike out. It's exactly what Todd Walker said earlier this week. His mindset every time he went to the place is, I'm not striking out. What did we tell you? As a freshman at LSU, Todd Walker struck out 25 times his whole freshman year. In 150 at-bats? Whatever, over 200 bats, whatever, struck out 25 times. Incredible. I like Travinski's bat. I'm totally good with Travinski's bat being in the lineup. I know that that's tough, though. If you want Travinski's bat in the lineup, then you got to DH him if you're catching Milazzo. That means Beloso comes out. I do think Cade Beloso, we've been waiting on it, but I do think Cade Beloso is going to get going. He's only struck out 5 times all year. Cade Beloso is putting the ball in play. It would be one thing if you were seeing swings and misses, if he was pressing, if he was trying to drive the ball over the fence every AB. That's just not the case. And we know Beloso can hit at this level. We've seen him do it for 3 years. So I know he's not a 224 hitter. He's going to catch fire, and when he does, I think you'll see him shoot up to around 300, which is probably where he'll be for the bulk of the season, the remainder of the season. But you got to keep running him out there. And I like him in that 4-hole batting behind Dylan Cruz because, as odd as it is to say, teams are probably going to rather pitch to Beloso than the freshman. But Dylan Cruz has been the best hitter in the SEC and certainly one of the best hitters in all of college baseball so far through the early part of the season. Thompson, Cranford as your middle infielder. That's probably your best defensive middle infield. I'd probably rather just flip those guys, though. I'd actually rather Thompson at third and have Kay Doty at second. But I'd actually have Zach Arnold in at second base to have my best defensive lineup. I certainly don't need a great defensive infielder at second base. But Maneri keeps running Cranford out there, and let's hope that they can get something offensively from him. But, boy, I don't know that this is the offensive lineup that I would want to get it done today. But here's hoping the Tigers go out and take care of business. Both Paul Maneri and Tony Vitello met with the media on Thursday. Their series, of course, starting today. Vitello was asked about the weather, and the weather up there on Rocky Top has been a big point of contention this week, and something that LSU hasn't had to really discuss or mess with. I mean, obviously we had the freeze, and then we had rain, which canceled the midweek game against Tulane. But by and large, this is a weekend series haven't been adjusted because of weather to date, aside from the freeze where they had to shuffle days and all. But they'll have to do it, or Vitello was asked about this weekend.
I think we're good Friday, Sunday. Friday, of course, is where our, cliched focus is. Saturday could create some difficulties. The last one I looked at, I think will be okay, but this turf is incredibly resilient. And when we have a whole, day to work with from morning until night, I'd like to think we could, get the thing in. And at the very least, one thing you may see at some point this weekend or just this year is starting a game and then completing it, later the next day.
So keeping an eye on the weather there in Knoxville. Looks good tonight. There is rain in the forecast and thunderstorms all day on Saturday, all the way through the evening, where it's thunderstorms all day. So could there be a possibility of maybe a Sunday doubleheader? Don't know. Something worth keeping an eye on. A game can get canceled if they can't make it up. Now, I went back and looked. It's only happened twice in Maneri's entire time as LSU's head coach, where they've had a game. I'm sorry, one time. It was a game against Alabama, actually, I believe, where they did not make up a game. So LSU only played 29 conference games instead of 30. So the SEC generally is going to find a way to get these in, even if it means play. They did this at Vanderbilt a couple of years ago, where they ended up playing a 7-inning doubleheader. That could be a possibility on Sunday, but remember, that would really put LSU at a disadvantage next weekend, because if you don't play your Saturday game and it gets moved to a doubleheader Sunday, then Jaden Hill pitches Sunday, and then theoretically Friday next week, because you've got a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series against Vanderbilt. So that really puts LSU in a bit of a bind, and you'd be asking Jaden Hill to go Sunday, Friday, which just is not realistic. So the weather could wreak havoc on the rotation if it were to play out that way. For LSU, or for Tennessee, Chad Dallas gets the ball in tonight's ball game against LSU. As we also learned, they're going to be without Jackson Leith, their best pitcher, who's out for the year. He's a guy that would start and also close, really a dominant back end of the game guy. So maybe there's some opportunity for LSU late in games if they're able to run the starters to make some hay late in ball games. So keep an eye on that. That is how Georgia ended up beating Tennessee, with a late rally and a walk-off in one of the games last weekend against the Vols, the one that they got. All right, it's after further review. LSU and Tennessee. We are 18 minutes away from first pitch as the Tigers look to get off on a good foot with Landon Marceau on the bump against Chad Dallas, who's got an ERA north of 4. But the thing about these Tennessee pitchers is all of them have an exceptional strikeout to walk ratio. While the ERAs aren't sparkling like we saw last weekend, what you do see with the starting rotation for Tennessee, they are all capable of striking out hitters, and they throw the ball over the plate. Chad Dallas, the junior righty who gets the ball tonight, 32 strikeouts to just 6 walks. By the way, that's in 23 innings pitched. Will Heflin, the senior lefty who goes tomorrow, 24 strikeouts to just 4 walks. And then in Game 3, Blade Tidwell, who's also a freshman, 27 strikeouts to just 7 walks. So this is a staff that is very capable of sitting guys down on strikes. So see if LSU can do a little better, limiting those strikeouts, getting on base, putting up some more runs than they did a week ago. But it's after further review. We will knock out a quick break. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. As always, brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar, title sponsor of our Friday shows all throughout the year. We'll knock out a quick break when we come back. If you've not heard what's taking place up at the Louisiana State Capitol today in that Senate hearing involving LSU and the Title IX situation, we'll get you caught up next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Just a few days left here in the month of March, and all month long, our friends over at the Baton Rouge General Hospital are reminding you that March is National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, so they're encouraging you to get screened. You can go to the website brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org, and you can learn more about the Pennington Cancer Center. You can go to the little search magnifying glass up there, and you can type in cancer, and you will be directed to the Pennington Cancer Center there at the Baton Rouge General Hospital to get all the information you need about how you can get screened, etc. brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. And, of course, maybe the focus in our world medically right now is COVID-19 and the COVID-19 vaccine. And the COVID vaccines are available now at the Baton Rouge General Hospital. You can reserve your shot today. If you want more information on the shot, you can get it there, brgeneral.org. All the FAQs about the vaccine, they've got them there for you. And you can schedule your shot as well at brgeneral.org. brgeneral.org.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
My grandsons knew you were saying, talking to me like that, it would probably be a problem, you know. And he said, oh, they don't have to know I'm taking you to the hotel or F you. And I'm like, please stop talking to me like that. And the guys that was with him, they were just laughing.
That was 74-year-old Gloria Scott, who testified today at a Louisiana Senate Select Committee on Women and Children hearing, all in regards to the Title IX allegations against LSU for their alleged mishandling of sexual assault allegations. I know not everyone listening is on Twitter. And I understand Twitter can sometimes be a playground for the crude, but I do love Twitter. I just think it's hilarious. Are there messy street corners? Absolutely. But mostly, it's a neighborhood that I enjoy playing in. But I understand that's not for everyone, but the reason I would direct you today is because oftentimes Twitter is a great resource for information. And Sam Carlin, who is an investigative reporter for The Advocate and for NOLA News, has been up at this Senate hearing all day today. And they are now past 6 hours they've been in this hearing. And he has a thread, a continuous thread on Twitter of what's going on there. Now you can just wait until they convene and he can and wait for everything that's published. But the biggest story so far today that has come from this hearing is relating to what you just heard. 74-year-old Gloria Scott is the woman who was a Superdome worker who alleges that Darius Geis made inappropriate comments and gestures toward her back in 2017. She told this committee, and as she told the Hush Blackwell, that she did report the incident to LSU, and as she testified today under oath in front of a Louisiana Senate Select Committee on Women and Children, she testified that Ed Ogeron is lying about having never spoken to her. She says that she was on a phone call with Ed Ogeron where he asked her to forgive Darius Geis. Ed Ogeron told Hush Blackwell that he never had direct conversation with the alleged victim, but she disputes that. She said today under oath, point blank, quote, "Coach O is telling a lie. He's not telling the truth. I don't have no reason to lie. I know who I was talking to. He knows he talked to me." The latest has also gone beyond just those initial allegations involving Ed Ogeron and whether or not he did actually speak truthfully to Hush Blackwell. The topic of Les Miles has also come up, as you would expect it would, being that Les Miles did agree to a settlement with an accuser and was told while he was employed at LSU to stop hiring young women and stop communicating with them. Sam Carlin tweets that some lawmakers are asking questions about the athletic department cell phones, mostly centered around Les Miles. But seems like call logs might be able to determine whether Ed Ogeron is lying about not speaking with Gloria Scott. That's one part. One legislator, Representative Jackson, said, quote, "When did Les Miles leave with our money after harassing our girls?" Also noting that, several female lawmakers are. It's always interesting when you have this crossroads here with sports and government, because, as I often say here, sports fans don't want media often to grill their coaches and players. They want to get a pass. That's just the nature of it. And I get it. It's because you're a fan of the sports team or the coach, whoever, not the media member per se. I tell you all the time that the greatest example of that is Jim Gray in the 1999 MLB All-Star Game. It was the turn of the century, and they lifted the ban on Pete Rose for one day to be honored as part of the All-Century team. And on the field on NBC, Jim Gray interviews Pete Rose on live television and says, Pete, it's a great night. It's a great opportunity to be contrite and acknowledge, are you willing to acknowledge you bet on baseball? And Pete Rose recoils, that's not why I'm here tonight. Well, NBC was flooded with calls to fire Jim Gray. Well, Jim Gray was right. It was a great moment and a time to ask the question. But people don't buy Jim Gray jerseys. They buy Pete Rose jerseys. So similarly, but what's interesting today is that you have these lawmakers that are gloves off grilling LSU admins. One state representative, Amy Freeman out of New Orleans, commented, and this again all on Sam Carlin's Twitter thread. She said, quote, "How could anyone think Miss Scott was saying anything but the truth? What reason why she comes sit before us and make up that she spoke to somebody. Coach O has to answer to us. That's a state representative in this committee meeting saying Coach O has to answer to us. She went on to say if my daughter was applying to LSU right now, she would not be going. And Sam Carlin also notes lawmakers grilling board members about why Les Miles was given a $1.5 million buyout when school admins had told him he couldn't be alone with female students because of a pattern of inappropriate conduct. Now, I think it's important to note that Les Miles' buyout didn't come from state funds. And that is something where there's probably a disconnect with lawmakers and people who are in the inner workings of of collegiate athletics, intercollegiate athletics. That buyout was going to be paid by boosters and through the Tiger Athletic Foundation. That's generally how that's done. That's not coming from the athletic department budget or anything associated with state funds. That's all from private money. So to that extent about buyout money, that has nothing to do with the state legislature. With respect to inappropriate handling of federal Title IX cases, that absolutely has everything to do with the government. I mean, these are federal laws, and Louisiana State University is it's a state-run entity. So, I get it. I mean, it's Friday at 5:25. LSU's about to play Tennessee at your first pitch about 4 minutes from right now, and people are excited about that. It should be. And March Madness is coming back around. And this ain't what you want to be doing, talking about on a Friday. But I'm going to keep pointing back to what happened when Hush Blackwell released that report, and LSU chose to do virtually nothing about it. It was a lot of grandstanding. It was, I can't believe all of this was going on at our place. Let's hire this firm to investigate, to tell us, to make sure we get to the bottom of what was happening. And here you have so many people. I mean, one guy that we mentioned on the show that I don't know that anybody else has mentioned. I know that The Advocate has written about him, but Jonathan Sanders is a guy who's on staff at LSU in student affairs. I mean, USA Today this week had or it was late last week, had a large write-up about this man who was mentioned 45 times in the Hush Blackwell report, who repeatedly ignored allegations of rape. In one instance, or multiple instances, he even asked female students, "What were you wearing?" on the night in question. I mean, how does that get through a 158-page report, which is read by LSU admins, and then that guy isn't even punished at all? Like, you lay all the blame at the feet of two people? LSU did a lot of grandstanding. They released a lot of statements about what they're going to do in the future and about how they're hiring HR people, et cetera, and that ain't enough. And it was never going to be enough. I said it when the Hush Blackwell report came out. When the first allegations came out, I told you, I'm willing to wait. Before I say anything about this at all, I'm willing to wait until the report comes out to where we have this investigation and see, because of the nature of the allegations. Well, we got a pretty detailed report now, Senate committee hearing, and there's going to be more. And LSU's not willing to discipline itself, to make the necessary changes. So other people are going to do it for them. From a athletics standpoint, I hope that this finds resolution soon, because the longer this lingers as a cloud over your entire athletic department, along with NCAA investigations because of the Our Lady of the Lake situation and also the Will Wade stuff, which continues to linger. The reason this is super relevant is because then you start tap dancing around things like institutional control. And those words are like four-letter words around an athletic department. Because if you get pegged with lack of institutional control, then the NCAA can come in and they have carte blanche, can do whatever, look at whatever they want. And it's not that LSU's this rogue athletic department, but if you really dig deep into any athletic department, you're going to find something, which is why you want to keep the NCAA as far away as you can, which is why things like this, it's better to rip the Band-Aid off and move through it and be proactive and show that instead of being resistant and reactive, which is what LSU continues to do. You have your own state legislators here saying, you have a state representative in a Senate committee meeting today saying the head football coach at LSU owes us answers. This ain't no game, y'all. And it's not like it's just Ed Ogeron. It's clear it was a culture throughout the entire athletic department, the entire university. If they don't do it, someone else is going to do it for them. All right, after further review. Getting underway right now up in Rocky Top. We'll keep you posted with LSU and Tennessee as they move through game one of their 3-game series. If we have any updates from the Senate committee hearing, we'll certainly keep you posted. Glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you need dinner plans tonight, you can always get by Ichiban. As a matter of fact, had Ichiban for lunch today. It is, of course, a Friday in Lent, so if you're abstaining from meat, Ichiban is a great option. SN near Perkins, the best sushi in Baton Rouge. Met a buddy there for lunch. You can get in and out in under an hour if you want at Ichiban. It is decadent, and of course, if you're abstaining from meat, make it an Ichiban night. Of course, our friends at Bayou Ramen. Bayou in Electric Depot on Government Street, Bayou Ramen. I told you that tomorrow, every Saturday at Bayou, they have live music. And tomorrow, our very good friend, Mr. Toby Tomplay, of course, is the creator of the AFR theme. Toby Tomplay is live at Bayou on Saturday night. So if you're looking to get out tomorrow night, have some fun, get out to Bayou, enjoy a bowl of award-winning ramen, a decadent meal, and catch my guy, Mr. Toby Tomplay, tomorrow night out at Bayou. Bayou Ramen and Ichiban. Make tonight an Ichiban or Bayou night.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person. Connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folk.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, rolling through the 5 o'clock hour. Glad to have you hanging on with us here. Hey, Brain, do me a favor and get a check on the poll question, if you would. We'll get to that here in just a second. Theriot, not here with us now. He was here with us for the first hour and a half of the show. So that's going to be sort of the norm here in April and May while Theriot's son Houston is playing high school baseball. So just as a heads up, to kind of plan accordingly. I know a lot of our listeners have made Fridays with Theriot part of their day driving home, et cetera. So we'll try to make sure that hour one is up on demand so you can kind of listen how you want as you drive home. So, but we do appreciate you being here with us. So they're underway up in Knoxville. I'm going to keep an eye. I got it on my phone. I'm going to keep my right there. I believe Trey Morgan struck out to begin the game. So sunny day there in Knoxville, sunny early evening in Knoxville. Trey Morgan opens the game by striking out swinging. Tried to check swing, couldn't hold up. So he goes to the bench. Now it is Cade Doty up for the Tigers. Nobody on, one out here on the top of the first. All right, Brain, give me a poll question update if you would.
Yes. Hitting refresh real quick right here. And we got today's Citizens Bank poll of the day. Is who has the better look, specifically the haircut?
Yes.
Matt Moscona coming in at 17.9%.
Oof.
Ryan Theriot at 82.1%.
Do you think that these are people who are just exceedingly biased against people who are bald?
Like anti-baldites?
Is that a thing? Anti-baldites?
No, I just made it up. It sounded like it would have been something from Seinfeld. That should never have left my mouth, and I apologize.
It kind of does sound like it could be real, though. Ryan is not here with us, but for those who are watching now who missed Theriot early, you can pull this up. Here's a shot of Theriot from earlier in the show. So he has cut his hair, very, very thin on the sides, has the swoop in the front. Maybe it's just one of those things where people are voting thinking, well, one of two things. Number one, people probably just don't like me, number one. But number two, any hair is better than no hair?
It's different. Like Ryan did not look this way last week. So I'm thinking that might play into it. You have a perfect storm working against you here.
I don't get it.
Well, number one, it's different, so it's fresher. It's like you've got the same look every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number two, yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit of anti-baldness going on. And, just the general trolliness of the whole question.
I am okay with that. Like, if you gave me the option. Maybe it's how it's worded, Brain. Like, if you gave me the option, would I rather my look, a bald head, beard, or would I rather Theriot's look, which is, hair? I'm going with Theriot's look.
Okay.
I think most people would say, no, I'd rather have hair. That's not. I'll put up a picture of Tony Vitello. Vitello does sound like Theriot, Paul. And that both end in the O sound, and both have a T in their name. So does Tostitos.
Yeah, Tostitos has two T's.
But it's also pluralized there. So I would just have to say Tostito and Theriot and Vitello.
Is it pluralized or is it possessive? I've never even looked at the bag close enough. Like, is it the brand belongs to Mr. Tostito? Or is it a bag full of Tostitos?
That's a really good question. Well, I don't think they go plural possessive.
S apostrophe.
Correct. I think it's just apostrophe S.
But is there, I don't even know if there's an apostrophe on there.
Oh, I think there is. I would be willing to bet that there is an apostrophe, that it's possessive. Are you checking?
I am.
All right, you check and let me know. I'm just aching to know that. I'm going to come to the phones here in just a quick second. They got a little controversy early in the ball.
No apostrophe.
No apostrophe.
No apostrophe.
Okay, so it's just plural. So it's a Tostito.
Yeah.
And there are many Tostitos in the bag.
The T's are they're like outlines of little stick men.
Yeah.
And then the I is dotted with a bowl of salsa.
Love it.
So the men are, I assume men.
So
I don't want to
good.
assume gender, but
they're non-gender.
Sharing
gender
a
neutral.
Tostito,
Gender
an
neutral.
individual Tostito,
Yes.
above the bowl of salsa, which dots the I. Okay. Now, I would imagine there would be another chip to form an apostrophe, but there's not.
Okay.
It's just plural Tostitos.
Maybe you should submit that complaint there. Okay, well, this is good news. So Kay Doty, after Trey Morgan struck out, Kay Doty was hit by a pitch. They did review it to see if it hit the bat, but they are awarding him first base. So LSU's got its first runner on first, 1 out, and Dylan Cruz up to the plate. All right, it's after further review. We're going to wrap up the show with Ask Us and also what we learned. Doug's in Prairieville who called in, wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on up at the Senate hearing today. Hey, Doug, thanks for the call, man. Go ahead.
Hey, Matt. When I was back at LSU when the Jerry Sandusky stuff went down at Penn State, there were see something, say something posters put up all over campus in every classroom, and I imagine through the athletic department.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt, Doug, but were you, just to clarify, were you a student at LSU in that time?
Yes, I was.
So early 2010s?
Yeah, I graduated in 13, so I was there during 2010.
Okay.
And there were see something, say something posters all over campus. You know something? We need to go back to that. If we need to put a program in place, if this stuff is happening, the athletic department's not the one to handle it. Baton Rouge BRPD, state police, it needs to get referred to the people who really can handle these serious allegations.
Doug, but that's the problem. You see, like, the federal government has a system in place. Did he go? Okay. The federal government has a structure in place through Title IX about how to handle those allegations. That's the problem. Like, the single, I would say, aside from just the culture of protecting players, the biggest problem is that, if you recall, Joe Oliva sent a department-wide email instructing everyone in the department not to contact the Title IX office, but instead to send them directly to Miriam Seeger. Like, that's not Miriam's fault. That's Joe Oliva's fault. There's an email from LSU's athletic director instructing the employees in the athletic department basically to violate federal law. That's on Oliva. He's the dunce. We kind of knew that, but you know what I mean. So while Doug's call, I agree with him, but Doug, that's just it. There are protocols in place with how to handle this. There are protocols with how to handle allegations like this, and LSU was violating them. That's the point. They weren't reporting to the Title IX office. They were using intermediaries or coaches or support staff or trying to dissolve situations, or they were buying out or, having settlements with accusers. I mean, that's the whole point, is all of the things that should have been going through the Title IX office weren't. But to Doug's point about see something, say something, yes, absolutely. But the thing is, that was happening. People were coming forward. But the people in charge were not handling those situations as they should. And that's why LSU is in the midst of a federal investigation right now. LSU does not score in the top of the first, pair of strikeouts. Dylan Cruz struck out with a man on first. Struck out looking then Cade Beloso, the man on first with a deep fly to right center. So the Tigers are retired there in the top of the first inning. Tennessee coming to bat. Landon Marceau has the ball for the Tigers, just underway there in Knoxville. But it's after further review, brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, door siding, Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. And I will remind you that our friends at Relief Windows are hiring. I've been telling you about that all this week, and the response has been really good. But one of the amazing things about being a company that is growing the manner in which Relief Windows has over the past half decade and continues to do so is that, man, you need people. And at Relief Windows, they're always looking for good people. They're looking for people that are motivated. They're looking for people that are excited, that have a great attitude. If you want more professionally, Relief Windows can help you get it. You'll get a base salary, options for 401k and health benefits, and Relief Windows has a bonus structure in place to where if you want to make money, sometimes even double your salary or more, you can do it at Relief Windows. Inquire online at reliefwindows.com, reliefwindows.com, or you can always give them a buzz at 288-8138, 288-8138, or reliefwindows.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Putting a button here on a Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll knock out a break, come back, we'll do Ask Us. You want to ask me, Paul, or Brain anything about anything, you can do that. With no Theriot here, we'll fill in for instead. Or how about this? How about ask Brain and Paul? You don't need, well, I guess you can ask. Hell, you can ask me stuff if you want to also. We'll do Ask Us, and we will also get to what we learned to wrap up the show. Glad you're hanging out with us here. One segment to go on a Friday edition of AFR. Stick around.
AFR.
Okay, Insurance Network of Louisiana is closed right now because they closed at 5, but you can always start this process, and I would really encourage you to do so. Go to lainsurance.net. It's the website, lainsurance.net. Right at the top of the page, you'll see quotes. Tap that little tab, and then fill out some information. When they're in the office on Monday, they'll get right to you. lainsurance.net. Remember, at Insurance Network of Louisiana, this process is so easy. All of us have to have insurance. And unfortunately, most of us are overpaying and or underinsured. Insurance Network of Louisiana solves that. It's not a game. It's not a gimmick. They have relationships with dozens of the top-rated companies in the world. They will take your case to all of these companies and say, who can give me the most coverage for the least amount of money? And then they can present them to you. It's that easy. lainsurance.net. Better coverage for less money. Online, lainsurance.net.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA, you can get a Corolla with 0% financing or buy it for $19,158. That's 0% financing. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here on a Friday edition of AFR. Remember, if you're test driving this weekend, swing on by South Point Volkswagen. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer is South Point Volkswagen, airline just north of Highland. Shop them online. Remember, if it's on the lot, it's online at southpointvw.com. New, certified, pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online. And then go test drive at South Point Volkswagen. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? All right, Landon Marceau on the bump for the Tigers. LSU went quietly in the first. A hit by pitch was all the Tigers got with K. Doty being stranded. Marceau, a strikeout, a ground out, and now with a 2-2 count on the 3-hole hitter for the Vols as he's trying to get out of the first inning without allowing anything. Although I'm assuming that if you do indeed care about this LSU baseball game, you're either listening on Eagle 98.1 in Baton Rouge or you are watching on the SEC Network or ESPN Plus, SEC Network Plus, I guess, ESPN. So, all right, as we wrap up the show, normally this is where we have Otter Locks, but Jimmy Ott is obviously not here on Fridays. He does a show earlier in the day on Fridays. And people have been asking me for my Scone Cold Lead Pipe locks. And bottom line is, went ice cold. I had a hell of a run, though. I mean, that run we had from really beginning of December to the beginning of March, I mean, a 3-month heater was pretty special. I took about $10 and turned it into $1,900 with single game wagers. Like nothing like this parlay that netted $1,000 or anything like that. We had a hell of a heater there for about 3 months, and just going cold. So I'm not going to give you picks if my picks suck, and so they've been sucking lately. So I'm not giving you picks. All right, Marceau's still trying to get through this here in the with 3-2 count. Guys fouling off pitches, trying to see if he gets out of this inning. All right, so get your questions in. You want to ask us anything about anything, you can. Jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. You can tweet us at Matt Moscona, or you can text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Landon Marceau does issue a walk, so top of the first, a 2-out walk, top of the first continues. So Marceau at 15 pitches. I didn't need my phone, so I'm going to turn that off because this is where I see the text. I tell you, I actually do get the text messages that you send on my phone. All right. See if I can read these. Ask us. This is from Michael Adams. What diet are you on? How much have you lost? Can you still consume alcohol? So I'm on Ideal Protein. Started that with the Aesthetic Medicine and Aging Clinics of Louisiana. I've lost 21 pounds in just over 7 weeks. So, been a great run. Got a 206. Gained a lot of weight during quarantine and was like, this sucks. Can't do this no more. So, Ideal Protein's been awesome. You are not supposed to consume alcohol during phase 1 of Ideal Protein, which is a 90-day period. And notice I said you were not supposed to consume.
Not supposed to.
I did go well over a month. The first well over a month. But then I'd lost a bunch of weight. And I was like, I'm going to start introducing some of my normal habits back in. So what I've done, I probably shouldn't admit this, but what the hell? I'm super strict Monday through Friday. And when I get to Saturday night, if we're going out to eat or something, I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to drink and I'm going to do it. So may have a glass of wine and a steak or something like that. So I stray a bit on the weekend.
Has it scaled back your pace?
What do you mean?
Your weight loss pace. If you're going 3 pounds a week down and then once you've re-entered.
Probably, but I'm still losing.
Right.
And I don't want to I don't want to be 190. I'm 206 right now. When I'm right at 205 and lean is when I feel my best. I feel like I look my best too. So I might lose another 5 pounds and then try to put it back on in muscle. You got your weight loss challenge going on too?
I do. I got 22 pounds to go. I'm more than halfway there.
Good.
Down 28, got 22 to go.
All right, man. Ask Brain, will the Oak Island guys ever find the treasure? What is that?
Okay, so it's a show on Discovery called The Curse of Oak Island.
Mm-hmm.
It's these two brothers from Michigan. They have seemingly countless dollars to spend digging for treasure on there's an island in the northern Atlantic. They're digging for treasure. They've been doing this for about 8 seasons now, maybe 9. They continually find little things like trinkets or coins or hints and rumors of a treasure that used to be there. The island itself is supposedly cursed. 7 people have to die looking for the treasure before someone can find it.
Cliff's Notes.
No.
Thank you. Did Ryan get the haircut in New Iberia? I don't get it. Is New Iberia known for not having great haircuts?
Yeah. Google New Iberia haircut.
Why? What happened?
You'll see. Is
it vulgar?
He'd need to be tighter on the. No, he'd need to be tighter on the sides.
Is it
and more Dumb and Dumber around the front?
Is it like the My New Haircut guy? My New Haircut.
No. It's a specific look.
Jaeger bombs.
I miss that guy.
What happened to that guy? Rose via the text line says, I like the old Matt Moscona with hair. So does Erica. She hates his look. I don't care. I like it. What do you think, Paul?
I think you look good right now.
Thank you, Paul. I think you look good too right now.
Thank you.
I don't think I'd recognize you any other way. I don't remember you with hair. Did you have hair when we were across the street?
Yeah. Oh, I had long hair. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brain, what did you learn today?
I learned that Ryan leads a written letter with the word newsflash.
Paul?
I learned Al Woods is still in the NFL.
What about you?
Something about Lost Cove. Something I don't even know.
AFR.
All right, we're getting on down the road. I learned that Brain didn't know I had hair when we worked together 15 years ago. Speaking of which, this is actually the time I'm supposed to tell you about the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, which, of course, is holding my hand through the Ideal Protein Diet, where I've lost 21 pounds in less than 2 months. It's incredible. And so many people now have followed my short journey here through this, seen the results, and go, man, I want to do that. And I'll tell you, it is really easy because the food tastes great, and I am not hungry. So this isn't a starvation diet. It will take discipline, but it's very manageable. Pool and beach season right around the corner. You want to look and feel your best? The Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana can help. Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.